Hello everyone, my name is Roya, and this is my wrap-up for the Diverseathon. So I read some very diverse books this past week, and I learned a lot about other cultures in the process, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you the books that I read. The first book that I read for Diverseathon is Kindred by Octavia Butler, and this is the first sci-fi to ever be written by a Black woman. This is about a girl who basically goes back in time to a time when there's slavery, and she's Black, so she gets treated like shit. And it kind of like brings to mind just not only are most of us probably in agreement about how fucked up it is that once upon a time people like sailed to Africa and kidnapped Africans, but the fact is, like, it's just so much more fucked up than we really know. And that's kind of what I learned from this book. So basically, even when she goes back in time and brings her white husband with her by accident, and even once she explains to the people there that she is from the future and Black people, everyone's equal, and Black people and white people can be married, they still don't really treat her like she's even married to this guy, even though they like know that she is. And they still treat her like a second-class citizen anyway, and it's just so messed up, and it's just insane. Like, I loved this book because it was just so intense, like, the entire time, and I highly, highly recommend it. Kind of along the same lines, I read The Help by Catherine Stockett, and I didn't actually finish this book completely. I have about 100 pages left, but for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to say I read this book for Diverseathon, even though I still have a little bit of it left to go. This is a book that takes place after slavery has already been abolished for a while, but everything is still segregated. And basically this book is about a white girl who wants to be a reporter, and she decides to interview a bunch of Black maids who work for white families and ask them to tell her the stories about what it's like to work for white families. So this book takes place from 3 points of view. It's the white reporter girl named Skeeter and 2 maids named Aibileen and Minnie. And basically, just this book is so good the whole way through. I absolutely am loving reading it. I'm not quite finished with it, but I'm probably going to finish the rest of it today. And it also really brings to mind, again, just like in Kindred, the really insane values that people had back then about how they really felt like Black people, like all the white people really felt like Black people were like second-class citizens, and even though and then like the Daughters of the American Revolution are just like going off and raising money for the poor starving children in Africa, but they won't help like the Black people in their own neighborhood, and they honestly don't see the irony of it. Basically, it's pretty insane. I also read The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie, and again, this is another book that focuses on another marginalized group that has been treated terribly by white people in the past, pretty much, and so it's pretty insane that really, when you think about it, like, the ethnic groups that tend to be, like, quote-unquote underprivileged, are basically only underprivileged because of how they were treated by white people once upon a time. But this book is about a Indian boy who decides to get a little bit of a better education than he's been getting on the reservation, and so he transfers to an all-white school. And how he's treated by the people at school now that he goes to an all-white school is completely different. And then a lot of the people back on the reservation just like ostracize him now because they think like, oh, he's leaving, he's like white now, blah de blah. And so it also kind of shows what it's like to be an Indian on a reservation, and there are like days where this main character can't go to school because his parents don't have any gas money, so he just has to stay home that day, or whatever happens. And what's even better is that this book is based on Sherman Alexie's own life. So not only is it an own voices book, but it's like it really takes a lot of inspiration from something that really happened. So it's definitely really interesting. And it's also told in a very funny, witty way. There are lots of cool pictures, and it's also a really easy book to get through as well. It's a super quick read, and I highly recommend it. And last but not least, I read The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, and this is a book that I've been meaning to get to for a while, and Diverseathon was pretty much the perfect excuse to read it finally, and this book is really good. It is about a ship full of people who, it's kind of like Firefly but with aliens, and these people on this ship sort of take odd jobs and whatnot, and so they get this job that is going to take them a really long way away, and basically this crew is like half humans and half like aliens pretty much, and it is full of cultural diversity and species diversity and crazy gender identities of all kinds, and it is just a super fun book the whole way through. So these are the books that I read for Diverseathon, and I highly recommend all of them. I feel like I learned so much from all of them, and also I am definitely giving all of them 5 stars on Goodreads. Like, that's how good this whole like week's reading was. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you participated in Diverseathon and what you read. And if you didn't participate, just let me know down below what your favorite diverse book is, or who your favorite diverse author is. And I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!